Live from ABC 7, this is News at 7.
I'm being attacked by a tiger. Please, please, please.
You're being attacked by a tiger?
All new at 7. Tragedy at the Naples Zoo. A warning. The body cam video you're about to see is graphic.
Somebody got attacked by the tiger inside. Ripped her arm off.
Oh my, are you serious?
Yes, we're serious. You hear all the lights and sirens? This isn't a joke. Oh my God. Is that real?
Wait.
The deputy did shoot the tiger named Echo, and Echo died from that gunshot. But now the tiger's death is sparking outrage across the country.
The poor animal has to suffer because someone was so dumb.
And it's getting the attention of big cat activists like Carol Baskin.
And that tiger did not have to die.
Thanks for watching ABC 7 at 7. I'm Krista Fogelsong.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Butera. The Collier County Sheriff's Office says Wednesday night, a worker who was supposed to be cleaning the gift shop and the bathrooms walked over to the 8-year-old tiger's enclosure, hopped over a barrier fence, and stuck his arm in Echo's cage.
Deputies say the 26-year-old man named River Rosenquist was either trying to pet or feed the Malayan tiger when Echo clamped down on his arm. Rosenquist called 911, and today a zoo official says they do have a shoot and dart team, but they're not there when the zoo is closed. Naples Fire Department is defending the deputy's decision to shoot the endangered species.
You know, unfortunately, they did have to act to get the animal off of the patient, which nobody was happy about. You know, all of our guys are animal lovers too, and we don't like to see any loss of life, whether it's human or animal.
Rosenquist was taken to the Lee Memorial Hospital in the trauma alert. The Collier County Sheriff's Office says he could soon face charges. The zoo was closed today, but will be back open tomorrow.
My heart absolutely goes out to Echo the tiger and all of the tigers like him who are forced to live their lives out in cages because people pay to see them in cages.
That is Big Cat Rescue CEO Carol Baskin talking tonight and responding to Echo's death. You may have seen Carol Baskin in the Netflix hit Tiger King. She sent ABC 7 a statement today saying, quote, "The blood of Echo is on the hands of those who show off on TV and social media touching big cats."
Once they become adults, they will kill you, just like Echo, who was 8 years old.
Baskin also tweeted this today saying when people see others petting tigers on TV and social media, others think they can do it as well. She's calling for a reinvention of zoos, saying they should be a virtual experience, and it's not just big cat advocates outraged by Echo's death. Our Amanda Lujeski is here right now in the studio, getting more from those who want justice for Echo.
People are upset and frustrated. Just look at all of these comments under this story on our ABC 7 Facebook page. People say this could have been prevented.
Saw it on Facebook, immediately thought, why?
There's a lot of stupid people in this world.
The poor animal has to suffer because someone was so dumb.
Experts who work with exotic animals say this attack was not the tiger's fault.
Whenever there's an incident like this, it goes back to people.
People I talked to agree.
A tiger probably is playful, and it's like, give me a break. They're wild animals. They don't know.
Deanna Deppen is the executive director at Shy Wolf Sanctuary. There, she works with exotic animals.
Just from my own personal experience, whenever there has been a situation with an animal, it traces back to human error.
And now people want justice for Echo.
I was angry because the guy put the animal in jeopardy, and now the animal's dead.
It should have been the guy. I wish the tiger would have just pulled him on in just a little bit more, but yeah, that's totally unfair.
Big cat advocates like Carol Baskin say people playing with tigers on the internet gives the wrong idea about big cats.
Because people see others behaving stupidly online and showing off, then they think they can do that too, and that ends in tragedy. And stop promoting these people who go online and show off with big cats.
Baskin is even advocating for virtual zoos.
So please, never pay to see a captive big cat unless it's at a sanctuary where they've been rescued and given a safe place for the rest of their lives. but they're never bred for life in captivity.
Not everyone likes the idea.
I think if it saves animals, that would be probably something of a good idea.
Virtual, no.
I wouldn't go to it.
It would totally ruin the experience.
But what everyone seems to agree on,
We follow certain rules that the USDA sets, that Fish and Wildlife sets. There are barriers that are up. People need to respect those rules for their safety, but also for the safety of the animals.
And in just a few hours, over 1,600 people have signed this petition demanding the Collier County Sheriff's Office press charges against Rosenquist and the cleaning company. Live in the studio, Amanda Lojeski, ABC 7.
Let's get you more on Echo. Back in February of 2020, the zoo announced that it got the Malayan tiger from the zoo in Seattle. He was just 8 years old when he died. Malayan tigers are classified as critically endangered. There are fewer than 200 of these majestic animals in the wild, and that is down from as many as 3,000 back in the 50s. These tigers are poached for their skin, their teeth, and more. Also, their tropical forest habitat is being lost to deforestation and development.
Tiger attacks at zoos are pretty rare, but they do happen. Let me give you some examples. Back in 2016, a tiger killed a woman who jumped out of a car in Beijing at an animal park. She was trying to save her daughter from a tiger attack. Back in 2007, one person was killed and 2 others were seriously hurt after a tiger at the San Francisco Zoo escaped from its cage. Authorities shot and killed that tiger. But the year before, the same tiger bit a zookeeper at the San Francisco Zoo, as at least 50 visitors were watching.
After the tiger attack in San Francisco, ABC 7 did ask the Naples Zoo about its fencing, and this is video from more than a decade ago. We asked the then executive director how people could be confident an attack like the one in San Francisco wouldn't happen in Naples. And here's what they told us.
Could a tiger get out of this fence?
No, what we try to do is, as the state does have standards, we always try to exceed the standards that are expected of us.
He showed us the fence that they had set up. It surrounded the tigers at the time. It was 13 feet high. That's 3 feet taller than the standard in Florida. There was also 3 feet of barbed wire overhanging just in case. And at the time, the zoo told us the problems likely would not happen only if the zookeeper made a mistake. One time in the 70s, a cage door was left open at the Naples Zoo and a black leopard got out. If it happened again, they told us an emergency plan was in place. But again, in this case with Echo, Rosenquist breached a barrier and went into an unauthorized area.
Activists are working to protect tigers not only in zoos but also from private owners. You heard us mention the name Carol Baskin. She's backing the Big Cat Public Safety Act. She says it's estimated thousands of big cats are kept in captivity around the U.S. This act would bolster an existing law to ban having tigers, lions, and other big cats. But current private owners would be allowed to keep their animals. The bill would also ban public petting, playing with, feeding, and photo ops with cubs. The Animal Welfare Institute reintroduced that bill in the Senate back in April. Remember, you can get more on this story on our ABC 7 News app. If you want to, you can watch the entire body cam video from the first deputy on scene at the Naples Zoo. Fair warning, I've watched it. It's very graphic, but if you want to see it, it's there if you choose. Just click on the Get More tab. Happening right now at 7, you are looking live at Brian Laundrie's house in Northport, where we know within the last 40 minutes, law enforcement went inside. As you can see, protesters are gathered outside, pleading with Brian to speak up about his missing fiancée, 22-year-old Gabby Petito. It's been 6 days since Gabby's parents reported her missing. Thanks for watching ABC 7, where you always get more. I'm Jeff Butera.
And I'm Krista Fogelsong. Gabby disappeared during a cross-country road trip with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. Laundrie is back in Northport, but he's refusing to talk to police.
Let's get you more on this breaking news happening right now. Our reporter, Megan Myers, is live outside of Laundrie's home, where we saw law enforcement go inside. Megan, what else do you know?
Right now, we know that those detectives are still inside right now. They've been inside for the past 10, 15 or so minutes. We actually did watch them walk inside. If we could go ahead and play that video so you can take a look at those detectives walking right into Brian Laundrie's home. Now, We also are seeing lots of people out here. We're seeing, obviously, reporters like us out here covering this story, covering Gabby Petito going missing. We're also seeing protesters out here. Take a look at how many people are out here. We've been seeing protesters out here last night, throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon, throughout right now. I mean, protesters have been out here for the past couple of days, and they say that they want Brian to speak up. You can actually see this one man in this red hat right here. Take a look at the sign he's holding. It says "Justice for Gabby." It's a picture of 22-year-old Gabby Petito. Let's go ahead and show you some of the signs out here. As you can see, this one reads, the red one right here, "Silence is louder than words." They're asking Brian to please speak up. They want him to talk to investigators. And like I mentioned, and like you saw in that video, we did see investigators walking right into Brian Laundrie's home. Now, we were here last night as well as the past couple of days. This is day 5 of covering Gabby Petito going missing. And we haven't seen detectives going into this home up until now. As I mentioned, they are inside there for the past 10, 15 or so minutes, and we are going to be waiting out here. We are hoping they're going to be walking out and we'll be able to see them, possibly ask them questions. But let's go ahead and take a look one more time at just how many people are out here gathered right in front of Brian Laundrie's home. All of this is because they say that they want justice for Gabby. They want him to speak up. We have been talking with the PIO of the Northport Police Department, Josh Taylor, and he's repeatedly been telling us that Laundrie has not been communicating with police. He has yet to talk to detectives. So all of us out here are wondering, is this the moment? Is this what's happening right now inside of Brian Laundrie's home while we're all out here? Are detectives questioning him right now? That's something we've been waiting for. That's something that people have been pleading for, people have been asking for. That is why there are so many people out here gathered protesting in front of his home. They are wanting Brian to talk to investigators. So, of course, we are going to be staying out here. We're going to be bringing you every single detail and new information here on air, as well as on our ABC7 News app. I'm reporting live right now in Northport. Megan Myers, ABC7.
Thanks, Megan. And of course, if anything does happen at that home, we will go right back to Megan. Also happening right now, a group of community members is at a vigil. The 2 organizers of this vigil met last night while protesting outside Brian Laundrie's home. This is near City Hall. They tell ABC7 they're hoping Laundrie speaks up with information.
You feel it in your heart and soul, and you think of your own children. And so if it were our own children, we would want some people gathering together for us and advocating for us to try and get some answers.
My heart is shattered for Gabby's mom. Like, I cannot imagine what she's going through. It's scary. It's so scary. I have 3 little girls, and if something were to happen to my girls, I don't know if I could handle. I just don't know how I could deal with it.
It's unclear how long the vigil is going to last tonight. There's another one set for tomorrow night at 7, again at City Hall.
We want to give you the timeline on Gabby's disappearance because it keeps evolving as we're learning more. Police are saying that in June, Gabby Petito and her fiance Brian left Florida in their van starting their road trip. July the 2nd, they left Gabby's family in New York and headed out west. August the 12th, police intervened during an argument between Gabby and Brian Laundrie. In fact, we showed you body cam video from the incident last night at 7 here on ABC7. Then you got August the 21st. Gabby's father and stepmom spoke to Gabby over FaceTime while Gabby was in Utah. On August 30th, Gabby's mom received a text message from her saying there isn't any service at Yosemite National Park in Wyoming. Her mom does not know if that text was actually from Gabby, but if it was, that right there is the last time her family heard anything from her. Then, September the 1st, Brian Laundrie and the van are back in Northport here in Southwest Florida. And September 11th, Gabby's parents reported her missing.
Now, the only Laundrie family member speaking on camera so far has been Brian Laundrie's sister. In an exclusive interview with ABC News, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't talked to her brother since he's been back in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him. Yeah. I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information where I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Now, when asked about this body cam footage from the Utah police, Cassie Laundrie said it seemed like a normal fight.
It looked typical of both of them. Whenever they'd fight, they would take a little break and come back and be fine, because that's what you do in a couple.
Cassie Laundrie says Gabby is like a sister to her and her children love her. She says she just wants Gabby to come home safe and hopes this is all a big misunderstanding. Authorities in Wyoming say they are now searching Grand Teton National Park trying to find Gabby. That's where Gabby's parents last say they heard from her, Jeff was telling you. They are searching this national park, but it's no easy feat. It's 45 miles long from north to south and 26 miles wide. The FBI and local police are involved in that search.
And new tonight, the sheriff's office in Moab, Utah is now saying that Gabby Petito's case is not related to the murder of this couple right here. Newlyweds Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte were found dead days after Gabby and her fiance were in Moab. Those murders remain unsolved. You can follow along with this developing story on our website. It's abc-7.com. Again, we've got that detailed timeline of Gabby's disappearance, the complete body cam video from the Moab Police Department as well.
Live from ABC 7, this is News at 7.
Until you walk through and see it, you don't understand.
Tonight, it's gotten emotional for some people praying to get a COVID-19 vaccine in Southwest Florida.
Well, Lee County plans to vaccinate more than 10,000 people this week. That's just a tiny portion of the demand. Thanks for watching. I'm Krista Fogelsong.
And good evening. I'm Jeff Butera. We want to do something right now. We want to show you how few people have actually gotten the vaccine so far in Lee County. Imagine that one Skittle represents 5,000 people. Here's how many people will be vaccinated in Lee County by the end of the week. 4 Skittles, 20,000 people. That's it.
But Lee County has more than 225,000 people 65 and older. And if you add the rest of Lee County's population, you can see we have a long way to go.
It's a lot of Skittles left. So, in your big story tonight at 7 on ABC 7, Jessica Babb is getting you more on how the county is trying to speed that process up.
Right now, there's no clear timeline on when everyone will be able to be vaccinated. It all depends on how many doses the county gets. But at this rate, it could take months, even more than a year.
But until you walk through, I'm sorry, until you walk through and see it, you don't understand.
A stark reality.
It's very real. People need to take it seriously. People are dying.
A loss Cape Coral resident Cherie Bailey has felt.
My little cousin passed away in Pennsylvania from COVID.
As COVID cases surge,
following it and just kind of waiting for when we can get our turn to do it.
People are counting down the days until they can step in to get the shot.
I was hoping in the next couple of months.
You typically need something in the very high percentages, again, 70 to 90% for it to be completely effective.
This week, the county is vaccinating 9,000 people, making a total of 20,000 in Lee County.
So certainly the vaccination process is going to be a long road.
Let's do the math. With more than 770,000 people in Lee County, if every week were like this week and 9,000 people were vaccinated, it would take more than 85 weeks to vaccinate everyone, putting us in September of 2022. But with the federal government now releasing more doses, if things speed way up and the county gets more of them, you could get vaccinated faster.
With only a few changes, we can ramp that up to 10,000 per day.
But until that happens,
makes it even more important for people to take this seriously.
We could be lining up for the long haul.
Trying to stay at home, do all the right things, and wait for the vaccine.
The Department of Health says they want to vaccinate people faster. It just depends on how many doses they can get. In Lee County, Jessica Babb, ABC 7.
We do have a little bit of good news tonight. New tonight, Lee County has added 1,800 more vaccine appointments this Thursday and Friday. Now, those spots are expected to be claimed within minutes. Your best bet is to call right when the line opens tomorrow at noon. That number is at the bottom of your screen right now. We also have it on our ABC 7 News app.
Let's get you more because big changes are coming to the federal government's distribution strategy. First, leaders are now directing states to start vaccinating people 65 and older and people with underlying health conditions. But if you have been following Florida, you know that's what the governor here has already been doing. Also, states with a larger 65 and older population will start getting more vaccine supply. If you know Florida, you know that means we would be at the top of the list. Lastly, the administration will no longer hold back second doses and instead will ship more doses to states right away. They have been hearing from state leaders that supply is too short.
Future residents are getting vaccinated months before even moving into their new senior living facility in Collier County. More than 300 seniors planning to live at the Sienna Lake Senior Living Center just got their first dose of the vaccine today. The facility set up the distribution through a partnership with CVS.
It was a miracle. I just thought, I am so lucky. It's absolutely wonderful.
The seniors vaccinated today are set up to get their second dose of the vaccine in February.
Tonight, 200 more people in DeSoto County have their first shot of the vaccine. It was first come, first served today, which meant hundreds of people showed up in their cars and many left without getting a dose. There wasn't enough supply. Once the gates open, in fact, all the shots were gone in just an hour. Those lucky enough to get a dose are more than grateful.
Why did I come on here today? I want to live forever.
It's like a gift from heaven.
There will be another distribution next week. DeSoto County leaders are still working through the details on that.
This is my flip phone. I think I had it for about 5 years.
Thousands of seniors in Southwest Florida are like that man, Robert Galusha. They say they're just not very tech savvy.
That means those seniors are having a hard time scheduling an appointment, whether they're trying to do it over the phone or just trying to do it online.
Tonight, ABC7's Alex Howard is getting you more on how you can help get them vaccinated.
Meet Robert Galusha. At 80 years old, he still lives by himself in San Carlos Park. As a former firefighter, he's pretty independent.
This is me when I was in business.
But lately, his calls are going unanswered.
Nobody answers the phone with the ability to get an application or to sign up for one.
Like many people his age, Robert is eager for the opportunity to get a COVID vaccine, but his years of riding a fire engine have left him hard of hearing.
Well, the siren on the truck is on my side, and when you're going under viaducts and all this stuff, that big federal siren just screams.
He also doesn't have a computer, making signing up online or by phone a challenge.
But the elderly, especially if they have difficulty, as we talked about before, using cell phones or technology.
Dr. Sue Hook from the Samaritan Health Clinic in Cape Coral says it's common for seniors to have issues with technology like this, making the role of family and friends essential.
If one of our elders or someone with a disability is having a difficult time, I think our first order of advice would be reach out to a family member or friend.
Especially when it could make all the difference in someone's life.
I just don't think I'm ready for the box yet. You know, I still enjoy life, you know.
It's Alex Howard reporting. Right now, Lee County only offers appointment by phone, but Collier and Charlotte counties do let you sign up online.
New tonight, Florida has surpassed 1.5 million cases since the start of the pandemic. The state reported close to 15,000 new cases today. More than 800 of those cases are from here in Southwest Florida. And for the second day in a row, Florida's positivity rate is at 10.6%, but the goal is to get it below 5%.
We also want to check in on our Southwest Florida hospitals, see how they're doing. Tonight, Lee Health is treating 192 COVID-19 patients. That number has been hovering around there for the last couple of weeks, so it's staying steady. As for hospital capacity, the Lee Health system is at 94% bed capacity. 14% of those patients have COVID-19.
We know it's hard to keep up with the vaccine distribution and the climbing COVID-19 numbers, so stay up to date with our ABC7 News app. You can get vaccine locations, how to make an appointment, as well as the current coronavirus cases. The app is free in Google Play and the App Store.
Right now, Southwest Florida is still feeling the effects of Tropical Storm Eta.
You are taking a live look at downtown Fort Myers right now at the River District. Thanks for watching ABC7 News at 7. Hi, everyone. I'm Krista Fogelsong.
Hi there. I'm Jeff Butera. Tonight, we've got team coverage as we track Eta as it moves away from Southwest Florida. Shannon Clough is in Fort Myers, where Edison Bridge North is closed tonight.
Jessica Babb is in St. James City, where we are seeing storm surge. And Rachel Anderson is tracking road conditions in Lee County.
But first, let's get over to Chief Meteorologist John Patrick, who is tracking the storm right now. JP.
Just got a brand new advisory in on Eta, and it's still a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm, but it is forecast to weaken as it gets a little bit closer to the Florida Peninsula. You can actually see on the satellite here where the center of the storm is. Watch here the last few frames where I've got my finger right in there. That's where the center of the storm is. Still moving due north at 12 miles per hour. It is going to turn northeast, though, and move towards Cedar Key. That's north of Tampa Bay. That's where the expected landfall point is. And after that happens, the storm will weaken down to a tropical depression as it makes its way over Jacksonville and then out into the Atlantic. As all that happens, our weather is going to improve here in Southwest Florida. But as you can see here on ABC7's Live Radar 7 network of 7 live Doppler radars, we still have some rain, not only here, but there's kind of what we call the primary feeder band. That's where the real heavy rain is right now. And this is the one that wraps all the way into the center of Eta. So we could see some flooding continuing over on the East Coast from this storm. Here in Southwest Florida, Collier County, you are dry right now. We are seeing some rain in portions of Lee, Charlotte, and DeSoto County. And over the next hour, this is going to continue to lift off to the north and northeast. So this is what it's looking like. A lot calmer than the 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts that we had here earlier. We do see some 20 to 30, even an isolated 40-mile-an-hour wind gust from time to time. That's why the Hurricane Center continues with the tropical storm warning for coastal Charlotte and coastal Lee County, and because of all the rain that we've had so far and a few more isolated downpours to come in tonight and overnight, we are looking at that flood watch to continue. It actually runs through Friday because we're going to be dealing with some runoff as well as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. I'll be back and let you know what happens after Eta pulls away, and I think you're going to like it. Your most accurate forecast coming up.
Here's what's happening right now, though. Edison Bridge North is shut down near downtown Fort Myers because of flooding. So if you plan on heading that way, avoid that bridge in particular.
Yeah, ABC7's Shannon Clough is live at that bridge on Evans Avenue right now in Fort Myers with more.
Yeah, so for everyone who is trying to make their way home using the Edison Bridge, well, you know what a headache it is, and that's because of this right here. I mean, the roads are just underwater right now, and we have dozens and dozens of Fort Myers police officers almost at every major intersection in this area. That one's just toward Palm Beach Boulevard. They are blocking it off right now, and they're actually asking me to tell you to avoid this area completely. I mean, whatever way we look, just take a look. Every single street here is underwater in the downtown Fort Myers area. The Edison Bridge is shut down right now, so this is just an area that you are going to want to avoid tonight, and it's simply because of all of the flooding we are seeing and that aftermath we are seeing from all of the rain today. So the best thing I can tell you is avoid the downtown Fort Myers area, and especially be aware that the Edison Bridge is currently shut down. Jeff and Krista, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Shannon, thank you very much. You do not want to drive through what was behind Shannon right there. And take a look at this. A tree came crashing down on top of a Cape Coral house today while the family was inside. We just talked to them. All of this happened off Northeast 17th Avenue. One of our reporters did get a tour inside the house. Here's what the family says happened when they heard the tree.
I currently wasn't here, my parents were, and my whole family. They were just having lunch, and all of a sudden the tree came to the roof. Everyone started panicking. The firefighters came. My father had to get checked out because he had pains in his chest. It was a whole deal.
But the tree did not land on anybody. No one was hurt. Family did have a few other toppled trees outside their house. This wasn't it. Fire crews are still there helping that family clean up.
Boats were taking a beating all over Southwest Florida today. Look at this sailboat hitting the Matlacha Bridge. It was scraping the edge of the concrete, digging a groove right into the vessel. And that had some boat owners scrambling to make sure Eta didn't cause any permanent damage to their vessels.
Their age, if they're going to a marina, what they should do is immediately tie their boats up, put the fenders on, and make sure their bilge pumps are working. The mariners probably wouldn't pull the boat out at this point. If the winds are too high, it would be unsafe.
And thankfully, the worst is over for our boaters tonight. The Sanibel Causeway has been closing, then reopening all day long. You can see, though, cars were still driving over as the rain poured on and the waves crashed up on the road. In fact, traffic has been pretty busy all over Southwest Florida today.
And Lee County leaders were saying, keep in mind the Sanibel Causeway could keep closing and reopening. Fair to say driving, especially dangerous today, especially if you're not following the rules. Let's get more on that with ABC7's Rachel Anderson live in the passenger seat monitoring the roads tonight.
Hey Jeff, hey Krista. Yeah, this is Megan Miller chauffeuring me this afternoon, but I've been out on the roads all day today, kind of monitoring the traffic conditions. When the wind blows, it literally pushes the car when those big gusts kind of pull through. And when the rain falls down, it's hard to see. I'm gonna turn the camera around for you. Colonial right now, where an accident seems to have just happened. We passed a little bit earlier. It's a single car incident, but this is just kind of a reminder right now at how wet these roads are. If you have to go out on the street tonight, you know, make sure you're paying attention. Oh, I see a second car over here. So this was a 2-car at least wreck right here. But if you have to hit the roads tonight, be careful. The morning commute was intense today as heavy rain and wind pounded southwest Florida, but some drivers didn't seem to mind or slow down. One Cape Coral woman asking Facebook what happened to the rules of the road.
If you do have to be out on the roadway, the most important things to remember is slow down, increase the distance between you and the car in front of you, and make sure your headlights are on.
It's the law.
If it's raining, there is a law that says you have to turn your headlights on.
And while turning on your hazards may seem like common courtesy in a storm, it's illegal in the state of Florida.
They may think their vehicle is stopped, so they may try to get out of the lane and cause a crash.
With the long periods of heavy rainfall we saw throughout the day, standing water and hydroplaning can be a problem.
You don't want to slam on the brakes. You just want to let off the accelerator until your vehicle's tires can regain traction.
He says you should also avoid using cruise control. And if you run into problems out on the road,
pull off the road safely, securely, get as far away from traffic as possible, and then, call for help.
Experts say you should leave a phone charger in your car, plus a jacket or a blanket in case roadside assistance can't get to you. And as always, turn around if you see standing water in the roadways. Live in Fort Myers tonight, Rachel Anderson, ABC 7.
Ada has knocked out the power for thousands of people across our area. About 1,000 LCEC customers are without power tonight, along with about 5,000 FPL customers. Those numbers have been going down all day, though, because crews tell us they are working hard trying to restore the power. And they're asking for patience tonight. They also say you don't need to call if your power's out unless you are the only one in your neighborhood who doesn't have power.
If you need shelter, there is now a refuge open in Charlotte County. It's at the Centennial Park Recreational Center. It's at 1185 Centennial Boulevard in Port Charlotte. The refuge is not supplying food or water. Please bring everything you may need, including a mask, but dogs and cats are allowed.
Our islands got hit pretty hard today. Got some video tonight from St. James City where canals are overflowing. Streets all over the city are flooded.
Yeah, ABC 7's Jessica Babb is live on one of those flooded streets right now. Jessica, where are you?
Here on 8th Avenue, right next to the St. James City Baptist Church, this road is completely flooded. We've been watching cars struggle to get by. Right now, the water's right around my calves, but in some places, it's even deeper. We've been watching trucks even pass by carrying tree limbs and other debris, likely things that have been downed by the storm. We also talked with someone who lost power today, saying with the nice day we had yesterday, the storm caught him off guard. Now he says he's bracing for tonight and another possible surge.
It does concern me, being that I live right on the water. I see the boats probably got about an inch or two left of bare seawall.
We've seen flooding in other areas around St. James City as well. We talked with a homeowner whose boat lift cover even came crashing down. And even though right now that wind and rain have eased up and things are pretty calm right now, things could quickly pick up again, so you'll need to be ready just in case they do. In St. James City, Jessica Babb, ABC 7.
Looking ahead, school in Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties will be open tomorrow. Lee County leaders do say they're going to monitor flooding, and if an area is too dangerous in their opinion for students, those specific schools will be closed, and students would be notified tomorrow morning if it happens. But the overall district is open. We asked this Southwest Florida veteran a single question, and he pondered it for an entire minute. It's a powerful moment of silence, and you'll see why when ABC 7 returns.
And we can continue to track Tropical Storm Ada, still 70 miles per hour with a brand new 7 o'clock advisory. We're still seeing some rain spiraling around the center, so we're not going to dry out just yet, but get more on when we do, and the humidity is going to go down too in your most accurate forecast.